Yo, man. Welcome back to episode 38 of Check the Stats podcast, man. I'm here. I'm your host, T-Cal. Here to the left, man, I got my boy, Big Versea, a.k.a. Mr. Titan. And here to the right, we got my boy, Charger fan, Real Bland. We got Omari, a.k.a. Sandman.
I thought I was the man with the plan, man. What happened?
Nah, I had to reconsider that. You ain't got no plan. Okay. But, man, a lot to get into, man. Super Bowl matchups are set. NFC, AFC games going on, man. There's just a lot of good stuff going on in the sports world, man. And, I mean, we got a lot of interesting takes. As Charles said, it will be crazy stuff said tonight that I'm real interested in hearing. So, without further ado, Mari, let's kick it off, bro.
What's good, y'all, man? So let's go ahead and get into the first topic. My question, y'all, is will Josh Allen ever get over the hump versus Mahomes?
Absolutely not.
Damn.
And it's unfortunate. It's extremely unfortunate. I mean, Josh Allen is a hell of a player. Like, don't get me wrong. It's like every time he plays Mahomes, it's a shootout every single time. It's a battle of the best quarterback and the third best quarterback, and there's always fireworks despite the teams. But at the end of the day, Mahomes makes those game-winning plays when he has to, and Josh Allen folds. I mean, you know when you're playing Mahomes, you really have to have a picture-perfect game in a sense. Josh Allen, for the exception, I can give him that divisional round. When he lost the what was it, 13 seconds, and they go down to get the field goal, and the overtime rules were changed because of that game, that's the only time I give him 100% like it wasn't your fault. Because he went out there and did his job. He scored back-to-back opportunities. But at the end of the day, I mean, I think the game is all about fourth quarter, clutch moments, especially when you have them in one-score games. I mean, Josh Allen on that 4th and 1 didn't get the first down, and like, I don't know if they don't realize that people pick up on you're only going left. At a certain point, your QB sneaks are only going to the left. So like Spagnuolo, which is he's probably top 3-4 best defensive coordinators in the league, like of all time. Let me say that, because he's the best defensive coordinator in the league by far. But the great D coordinator, they're going to pick up on that. They're going to pick up on your tendencies, and especially in the game of that magnitude, they're going to adjust. You're going to the biggest stage in basically all American sports.
Right.
Because the Super Bowl, I mean, shoot. You see the tickets, shoot. Modern fans can't even go to the games no more, shoot. If you ain't a celebrity or you ain't saved up for 3 years prior to it, man, them tickets are, shoot, crazy. A nigga play check.
Yeah.
So, it's, for Josh Allen, if you can't make those winning plays when it matters the most, despite the situation, because obviously we know what happened to 4th down Spag. He hit him with a corner blitz off his weak side when he shit to protect, which was brilliant, by the way. Like, if you go back and watch that was one of the best calls and the most clutchest moments I've ever seen. Like, Josh shifted protection all the way left, and he sent a cornerback blitz off the right. And Allen still got it there. And KK dropped it, and obviously we know, what happened. It was, he's on some Mark Andrews type of timing.
He sold me on my parlay.
Man. 13 yards, man.
How many passes did he drop?
I think that was his only one.
That was his only one?
But shoot, when you drop it in the most clutch, that was their last offensive possession of their season.
Damn, man.
So that's the last thing a Bills fan gonna remember. When Josh Allen touched the ball on 4th and 5, before this season ended, he gave Dalton Kincaid the opportunity to be the hero of New York, of Buffalo, New York, and he flopped.
Man.
So I just think I don't know. It's only two quarterbacks have shown that they can go up head to head against Mahomes and get it done in playoffs. And those two quarterbacks are Tom Brady and Joe Burrow. And I mean, Brady, obviously it's a 1-2 debate with Mahomes at this point for who's the greatest of all time. And Joe Burrow, which is the second best quarterback in my opinion in the league. So outside of that, I don't see Josh Allen ever getting over that hump. I think it's gonna become psychological to him where it's like, damn, like, even if I have the best team, even if I'm playing the best, there's always going to be a thought in your mind like, damn, like, I don't realistically give myself a chance because I done got beat so much. It's like, well, damn, like, no confidence whatsoever in my ability of beating him. So, no, I don't think he will ever get over the hump.
Man, I don't want to sound like I'm tooting my own horn or anything like that, but I told y'all, nobody from the AFC is going to knock off Kansas City.
I mean, but for starters, though, I can say this. Did I not say before I made them picks? I said I know.
No, outside of the bias for us being Texans fans and the bias of him being a Chargers fan.
Football fans. Sure, nobody don't want to see Kansas City in that. But like I said it before, I'm like, hey, look, I'm picking the Bills, but this is a heart over head choice selection. I had no confidence whatever in the Bills. I mean, we know the script. The Chiefs gonna go in the fourth quarter and win that hoe at the buzzer.
Field goal.
Mahomes throw it to Kelsey on some walk-off stuff, and all of a sudden Kelsey walks off into the sunset with Taylor Swift in his arms on some stupid stuff. And like I'm telling you the script. Like Jesse, whenever that happens, and Mahomes fourth quarter walk-off Travis Kelsey for the win, and we see a number Taylor Swift and Kelsey, I want you to go back to this video. January 29, 2025. I said this. Mahomes is going to win the Super Bowl. It's already scripted. Damn. I read it before I came.
Damn.
I hear you. And I respect that. And before I dive deep into this, I want to give Josh Allen some level of grace. The Bills did everything that they were supposed to do. And what I mean by that is they forced the Chiefs to do two things they haven't done in a very long time. The Chiefs haven't scored over 30 points in almost 2 years, since week 17 of 2023. Then the Bills forced them to do that because they put up 29 points. The Chiefs also were forced to, until their first turnover in 10 weeks of football. That's almost 3 months worth of like football on the field. So I want to give Josh Allen some level of grace because he kept the Bills in that game and he had them with the lead in the fourth quarter. And on that brilliant call by Spagnuolo, I mean, Josh Allen launched up a prayer, but the ball got there. So
it sure did.
So I will give him some level of grace. But to answer the question, I don't think so. And I say that because of history. We've seen it time and time again. First time around, that was your first AFC Championship game. I'll give you a pass on that. Second time around, the infamous 13-second game. But the third time, you had home field advantage against them. Like, you was in Buffalo. Like, what are we supposed to feel sorry for?
Wait, did you brought up the AFC Championship game?
The first one.
Yeah, that was built.
But the third one, I'm talking about when they was in Buffalo. Like,
oh my God.
They had home field advantage against them, and that's when the Chiefs had to go against them and the Ravens all on the road. And he couldn't get the job done. If he couldn't get it done in the most opportunistic of times, why would I have any faith in him doing it now? With Josh Allen, I'm going to describe two different scenarios. Josh Allen played against a guy in Lamar Jackson last week where he played a terrible game in the first half. 2 turnovers himself. His best wide receiving weapon, Zay Flowers, injured, not playing. His best wide receiver threat that was playing, already multiple drops and had a fumble in that game already. So his best receiving threat is an inconsistent Mark Andrews at that point in time in the game and Rashad Bateman. He needed to go down the field and score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to essentially tie the game up with less than 2 minutes left in the game, not all 3 timeouts, and he had to go 80 yards. So what did Lamar Jackson do? He went down the field, and he did it to the best of his ability. Got them to the end zone, scored the touchdown, and for all the people that want to sit up here and let it be known that they want to give the ball to Derrick Henry's hands and live with the results, the 2-point play was open. So, like, it is what it is at that point.
Wow.
Facts, wide open, and it went through his hands. So
that's what Lamar Jackson did in unfavorable situations when he was already playing bad, mind you, in terrible weather conditions. Josh Allen was on the road too, but he had 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. His defense did him a solid by giving up only a field goal, so you don't need a touchdown. You want one, but you only need a field goal.
Exactly.
And Tyler Bass has a strong leg on him. For all of his misses that we've seen from last year in the divisional round, I mean, he's not a bad kicker. You only need to go about 40 to 30 yards in order to get in his range because you're getting the ball from the 30-yard line off of the kickoff. So you don't need to go that damn far. You've been playing great up until this moment in time. And what's the best that you can do in order to tie the game or potentially take the lead in that game? You can't even give me 2 first downs. You can't even give me 20 yards. Damn. He got 16 yards on that last drive. Their whole season on the line, and he got them 16 yards. I'm sorry, but for the people that want to sit up here on these billion-dollar networks and say they sorry for Josh Allen, I can't have that much sympathy for him when I seen another dude have an horrible game up until that moment in time and come through and do what he needed to do to make sure that the game essentially rested in another person's hands. Josh Allen, he's a great player. He's a great quarterback. But I'm sorry. I know he might potentially win his first ever MVP, or at the very least come second in MVP voting, me personally. And I ain't trying to grill him because I do give him grace, and I think he's an excellent quarterback. To me, stuff like this, I don't see him as a top 3 quarterback in the NFL.
Damn.
Wow.
And I'm sorry. When we give, think about this for a second. You mentioned Joe Burrow being the only current quarterback in the NFL to knock Mahomes off that pedestal. Do you know his legacy actually improved after this past weekend? Because it's still standing that he's the only quarterback in the league to knock him off in the game that matters.
Dang,
Think about this. For what it's worth, we'll see what Jalen Hurts does in the Super Bowl at the time of this recording. But with Josh Allen, his resume doesn't compare to the other 3 quarterbacks I have ahead of him. Mahomes is Mahomes. We know what it is. Joe Burrow is the only person to beat Mahomes at this moment in time, and he's the only other AFC quarterback in recent memory to go to a Super Bowl. And at a certain point in time, for as much of a regular season merchant Lamar Jackson is, it gets to a certain point where that shit can't be ignored. So out of all of those things, what has Josh Allen done of significance that compares to those guys?
Sure, he defeating the guy that you saying about the regular season stuff multiple times in the playoffs. The first game, Lamar got hurt. Mm-hmm. And then the second game, he just beat him this year. I think Josh Allen, what you said is extremely fair. Like, if you go on resumes, Lamar Jackson, he's the second best quarterback in the league if you go off a resume. Mm-hmm. But as far as playing a position, the field, you're important to your team level of success. I feel like Josh Allen, for what it's worth, is more important to his team level of success now than Lamar Jackson. Now, I say in prior years, you can make the argument it's Lamar Jackson, but this year I feel like, for what it's worth, because it's the first time I'm saying that Josh Allen had to carry a larger burden on his back, not having the not reliable, but not having the star-studded Stephon Diggs or Gabe Davis or the stars that he had in the past. I mean, Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer. I mean, he lost his top-tier guys in the free agency. And, I mean, to say that he's came out like this and brought them to the AFC Championship and defeated the guy that you're saying that is better than him because he had one moment? He had a moment when the team needed him the most, came down, 80-yard drive, got it, and set up the 2-point conversion. But at the end of the day, you still lost that game. Despite you doing all that, despite you showing up when your team needed you the most, that game wasn't defined off of that one moment. He had the rest of that game to prevent them from even being in that situation.
Couldn't you say the same thing that you're saying about Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen? The same thing. Couldn't you say the same thing with Josh Allen versus Mahomes?
Yeah.
I mean,
you can say that, but I'm saying if you're saying Josh Allen not top 3, he's already beaten the guy that you have in your top 3 based off of your regular season standings and what he does in the regular season. You have him over the guy that he's already beat twice. Like I can't see the correlation of why you would say Josh Allen isn't better than Lamar based off of his regular season stature.
But the thing with that is with the regular season stature for Lamar, when it comes to accolades and awards and all pros and MVPs, it gets to a certain point where it's just insurmountable to neglect. I mean, hell, a lot of people still look at Wilt Chamberlain as a top 5 to top 10 level player in the NBA just based off of the amount of records that have still yet to even be challenged, let alone broken. I mean, and then you got to think about this from the standpoint of this too. Mahomes and Josh Allen have faced off 4 times in the playoffs, and Josh Allen is 0-4. That's the longest streak head-to-head quarterback battles in NFL history where it's been one-sided to the point where the other side hasn't even got a chance to win a game. I understand that Mahomes is the bar and it's the threshold, but if we hold and scrutinize Lamar Jackson for the level of play that he had against his biggest threat of him and his legacy, which is defining him in the playoffs, with his success or lack thereof, then we gotta hold Josh Allen to that same flame and fire when he's going up against a game against Mahomes that actually is meaningful rather than a game in the regular season that efficiently at this moment in time seems meaningless. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So are you referring to this regular season game Buffalo and Kansas City had when he beat him in the regular season?
I'm referring to all the games they play in the regular season when Buffalo has beat them. Like, they beat them last year too. Like, it doesn't make a difference of what you do in the regular season against that guy in Kansas City. Well, that dude number 15 on his chest, the Chiefs have a level of mystique against Buffalo to where Buffalo may look at that as a rivalry, but if it's a rivalry, it's only one-sided. Chiefs may look at that as the same way they look at us. Just an opponent and an obstacle in the way towards their ultimate goal, which is getting a championship.
But I'm asking you, what do you think that he's looking at Lamar as? I mean, for starters, Lamar isn't even getting far enough in certain postseason run to even face Mahomes.
I think Mahomes looks at Lamar probably the same vein of Josh Allen, but to a lesser degree. And I only say that because Lamar's only played Mahomes once. Joe Burrow has played Mahomes twice, and he's 1-1. Allen's played him 4 times. Like, that's glaring to not get a single victory. Like,
but you gotta give him the excuse on the division round. I mean, obviously, you know what I said about, you had your opportunities in the game to win it, but that was an opportunity where it's like he went down the field and scored, and then they went back down the field and scored, and then he went back down the field and scored, and it was a real deal back and forth, and he didn't get a chance at the end of that game.
Oh no, for sure.
Round,
yeah,
he didn't get a chance to touch the ball, so I'm like,
I'll give him a pass for that for sure. And I already gave him grace from his first AFC Championship game. That Chiefs team was dominant with Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, all them guys.
They were.
But that third one and this latest one, what excuse are we going to give Josh Allen?
None, not at all. And that's what I'm saying. He doesn't deserve one. But I'm saying to take him out of top 3 talks because he lost to, arguably, if he wins this one, people are going to have a conversation on who's the GOAT. And it's going to be between Mahomes and Brady.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to sit here and say, like, that's like us knocking Reggie Miller, saying he's not as good as what he actually was because he always lost to Jordan. Because at the bench, it's like you're facing the best player. Realistically, if he continue on this trajectory, he may be the best player we ever seen do it. So I was like, are we really going to discourage and we're going to knock him because he can't get over the hump, but we're going to boost somebody else because his regular season stature is, so
elite.
Yeah, so elite to the point where it's like, okay, like I know you are beating me in the postseason, but I mean at a certain point we're gonna have to talk about these MVPs. I got 5 of them racked up, 6 first-team All-Pros. I'm a 7-time Pro Bowler. Like at a certain point, you beating me in the playoffs don't mean that you're better than me because I have more MVPs and more jewelry and more single season accolades than you. And I'm just sitting there, I'm saying we can't hold Lamar to that standard.
I feel that, but I'm just looking at it from the standpoint of, and trust me, I'm giving Josh Allen grace. I know it don't sound like it, but I'm trying to. I'm not trying to make one flame shine brighter by dimming another. But if I'm just looking at it from a context standpoint, Mahomes' crowning achievement in the NFL might be getting his 3rd championship next Sunday. In a row.
That shit crazy.
Joe Burrow's crowning achievement is knocking off Mahomes and getting the Bengals franchise, a team that's been in poverty or at the very least mediocrity for the standing point of their entire franchise history, to a championship game. Mm-hmm. Lamar's crowning achievement may be getting his 3rd MVP, and if he don't get it, it definitely will mess around and be his 2nd MVP. If it ain't that, it might be his 1st one when he was damn near unanimous. Josh Allen's crowning achievement, and I don't mean to sound disrespectful, is him looking the coolest in a loss. And that's fair. I can't sit up here and defend that at all.
Damn.
I can't sit there and argue that because that's a great point that you made.
For real.
Josh Allen's greatest accomplishment up to date. I mean, we don't care about all pros, the 2nd team all pros he had, but at the end of the day, it's all about results. And if you go about it in that lens, then it's like, okay, like Lamar Jackson, he's about to get his 3rd MVP versus Josh Allen. He got a Pro Bowl and a 2nd team All Pro. So it's really like, I understand it from that lens, but I'm saying if you actually watch the game, which obviously I know you do, but if you sit there and you watch and observe and really like understand who's controlling the game or who has a better impact on winning.
The most control of the game?
Or who gives them the better chance to win their game? So like who can single-handedly manipulate a game to win it. I feel like Josh Allen, he done showed it time and time again that, outside of Mahomes, he can beat anybody. Beside Mahomes and Burrow, he can beat anybody.
I mean, really, both of them can, though. But I feel like Josh Allen just does it better.
Lamar? But we didn't see Lamar. We have a large sample size of Lamar Jackson and his choke jobs in the playoffs.
We got a large sample size of Lamar Jackson and his choke jobs against Josh Allen and against Mahomes.
I mean,
But having your chain snatched that many times against one guy does kind of get to a point where it's like, well, damn, are you ever going to get over this hump? And we already mentioned.
You mean with
we
Josh
don't
Allen?
think, yeah. And we already mentioned that we personally don't think he will.
Yeah, I know. Well, shoot. Well,
I mean,
that's the last one.
With me, I couldn't even watch the game, so I can't even really speak on the game. I haven't looked at the highlights or anything. They would have started laughing.
Nah,
I couldn't,
fair.
bro. Hey, look, stream me.
I just want to know your answer to.
If he ever gonna get over the hump?
Josh Allen will ever get over the hump against?
Man, look, I feel like he has a talent. It don't even matter about the fucking talent. We all know he's talented. Don't even know why I brought that up. I feel like eventually, he will. Yeah, he will. Hopefully, eventually, like for his sake.
True,
you can't.
It's CJ's. Like, now we talk.
Look. The rain don't last forever, man. I feel like eventually, like he'll get over that hump. Shit, will it be soon? Who knows? Shit. I feel like he played. That's the best. Is that the best that he's played against Mahomes?
No, you could round was probably way better.
Probably. He went 4 touchdowns, no turnovers.
That's Gabe Davis' legacy game.
That got him paid.
True. Yeah, sure. I feel like eventually, Josh Allen, he'll get over that hump, man. But we just gonna have to see. I ain't gonna lie, he lose to him one more time. Like, I'm cool.
Yeah, it's not to say that he don't got the ability. It's just history has shown us time and time again that at this moment in time, he just hasn't been able to do it. I hope he will.
The game was on Dalton Kincaid. So if he would have caught that pass,
the game would have continued to the point where he still could tie it or take the lead.
Damn, it's kind of like it's really not his fault if that's the case, because, you should have caught the ball, and we have Dalton Kincaid, and he's high talks to tight end. He's pretty damn good. So it's like...
I don't know about that one.
The game of football is...
He's a good tight end.
It's a game of inches, and, stuff like that happens, even to the best of us.
Yeah, especially with that little Mark Andrews shit. That shit right there is so crazy, but...
Body catcher.
Hey.
That shit crazy.
It is what it is.
All right, on to the next topic, man. Eagles versus Commanders. We seen that belt the Eagles put on the Commanders. What is y'all thoughts on that game?
Sorry, Mr. Sanders. I know you watching this, man. But damn.
Man, I talked to him about it.
Hey, you got that belt. But I can sit there and say that I think I left that game feeling a little more confident about the Eagles and their Super Bowl chances at first, because I think prior to that game when they played the Rams, it wasn't a real good taste in my mouth. Pause. They said you gotta always protect yourself, man. You always gotta protect yourself. But it wasn't a good taste. But that game, they showed their dominance on every level, from the offense to the defense to the special team. Starting off, the first possession, a goddamn fumble. I'm like, dang, y'all really came here on eggshells, scared as hell. I'm like, Jaden, I'm not gonna lie. That game gave me so much more respect and kudos to Jaden James.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Than I ever would have thought.
It ain't too many people on that Commanders team on that game that showed as much heart as him.
Not at all. And, Saquon Barkley is the best running back. He's the best running back in the league. It's really a shame because I feel like every year we do the same thing. We promote a new running back that's having a hell of a season. Now he's the best running back. I'm like, damn, just last year CMC was the best.
CMC was the best
running back.
And he can't defend himself because he hurt.
Yeah.
And then
but we know how CMC get.
And then next year it's going to fuck around be Jahmyr Gibbs. And then we just going to keep it put. And it might be Bijan while we playing. But
shit, for our sake, I hope it's Joe Mixon.
Man. I really...
Oh my God. Joe Mixon nice though. He nice.
He is.
He nice.
He is.
He nice.
We realists though. We realists. Joe Mixon nice though, for sure, top 5 back, but
He the only running back that still wear elbow sleeves. The
Nah,
fuck? Like, that's
facts.
crazy.
Hey.
He be toting the hell, too. That ain't nice.
28 years old, baby. But I think the Eagles, I mean, that defensive line is, man. The more and more I think about it, I'm like, dang, Will Anderson is a hell of a player. But goddamn, imagine if we would have drafted Jalen Carter at 3. That dude's an all-pro. He's. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to be disrespectful, so I'm not gonna be disrespectful. He's the second best defensive tackle in the game, if not third. If you want to consider Dexter Lawrence and Chris Jones, but he really to the point where you got to put him over Dexter Lawrence. I mean, this dude is dominant.
No, man. But he's still nice.
No. Dexter he's elite. Like, he's extremely elite.
Yeah.
He's one of the best D tackles in the. I mean, he's probably the second best.
If Chris Jones is over Jalen Carter, it's because Chris Jones can line up anywhere on the D line, and his versatility is incredible.
All right, but Jalen Carter is a man amongst boys at 22. I mean, he is killing them out there. But I mean, all over the field, it's like they have no deficiencies. They're great on all 3 levels. I mean, the back end, man, they got Reed Blankenship playing out of his mind in year 3. Then you brought back CJ Gardner Johnson, and he rejuvenated his career in a sense because like when he went to Detroit, he wasn't just the best of a player. I mean, to a certain extent, he was down there a laughingstock.
Nah, for real.
They weren't taking him serious down there. So when he came back to Philly, I mean, shoot.
Okay.
Now all of a sudden he learned how to play football again. Then you got
that confidence.
Darius Slay coming back to life. I mean, after an awful 2023, and then he coming back this year looking like an all-pro.
Right.
I mean, and shoot, you have to acknowledge Quentin Johnson, Quinyon Johnson out of Toledo.
No, Quinn
Mitchell.
Oh,
not Quinn Johnson.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Oh, my bad.
Hell no.
Bringing up past trauma, it's gonna hurt a little bit. But
Okay.
Quinyon Mitchell, man, I mean, he's elite. He is elite. I mean, it pisses me off to a sense because obviously, as you know, me being the only Texas fan on the pod, Omari not getting
The only?
Oh my God. Why are we doing this? Like, can we just be honest and you admit your
What's
title
wrong with
love?
Omari?
He not getting the love. He not
he
getting
not
the
getting
same
He not getting the love.
recognition, and he not getting the same accolades as Quinyon Mitchell.
They ain't Cooper DeJean damn near.
Exactly. They're
Damn
promoting
near.
them too, and Kamara had a better season.
Hell no, bro. People be showing respect to Kamari. I ain't even gonna lie. They do.
Not as much as Mitchell.
Not at
Probably
all.
not because they on a bigger network. So, because it's the Eagles.
They
and
getting
all
more
that shit.
publicity.
They getting
Yeah,
more
I guess
publicity.
the-
So
That's the
like,
Eagles brand. Hey, it takes
That's kind of like with Derek Stingley, bro. He wasn't really getting it either. It was always like Jair Alexander. I mean, like
And they arguing with me.
Jalen
not in top
Ramsey.
5.
Like, yeah, it was a few guys I was getting way more publicity.
Well, maybe we'll
than
treat Quinyon like we treated Sauce. Snatch that chain.
Oh yeah, Sauce Gardner too. Well,
They said slow but surely, we gonna come and hawk you down.
Oh yeah. But he's still like he's like that as a corner though.
I mean, they got first team. They got an all-pro at linebacker, Jack Bond, that's on a 1-year deal. He's getting paid. I'm not gonna lie, he's elite.
It's a dog.
He is elite. They're elite at every single position in the secondary. I'm not gonna say the safeties are elite. They're good. They're not elite. But I think Darius Slay and Quinyon Mitchell and the Gene combo, Lord have mercy. I
It's
mean,
dangerous.
they have a chance. They have a chance for sure against Kansas City. But I just at the end of the day, Washington wasn't ready. They wasn't ready to play. Pause. Are you subscribed to Check the Stat Podcast, man? While we on this pause, you make sure you go on that YouTube link and you subscribe to Check the Stat Podcast, or you gonna make my boy Omari sad, man.
I'm gonna do something crazy.
Nah, Commanders had a hell of a season though. I give them that. But as far as going to the Super Bowl and representing the NFC, I'm low-key kind of happy that they did it because what I seen that Sunday afternoon, I'm not gonna lie, that Super Bowl gonna be that was probably. Let me backtrack. That Super Bowl gonna probably be as bad as that Tampa Bay versus Kansas City. That 31-9
Might be worse.
It was gonna be way worse because that O-line couldn't protect, the receivers couldn't separate, and on top of that, when they separated, they was coughing everything up. Austin Eckler, De'Ami Brown. I mean, McNichols on the kicker. I mean, every angle they gave up the ball. And then on top of that, I mean, Saquon didn't really like hurt them as bad. Jalen Hurts finally decided to give their best weapons an opportunity to be great. Dallas Goedert went for about 100 yards. AJ Brown went for about 80 yards, I believe.
He had 96. Dallas Goedert had 85.
Yeah, they went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But he finally gave them an opportunity to be great. And I think, I'm going to let you get into it because we got a Saquon Barkley topic, but it's a lot to unfold within these next 2 weeks with the Eagles, man. It's a lot to get into.
Yeah, for sure. The Eagles, I think they kind of prove why I look at them as the Celtics. Like, so many problems internally or externally that's blown out of proportion. The way that they win, the way that they look, and they somehow found their way into the biggest game of the season. Saquon Barkley had a monster day, but it, like you said, it wasn't even just him. I mean, 7 rushing touchdowns. That's in one game.
Will Shipley got him one.
Damn near 300 yards rushing. Jeez Louise. I mean, this man Jalen Hurts was out here doing his thing with the running game. We already know what Saquon was doing, but Jalen Hurts looked as efficient as we've seen from him in the passing game in a long time. The defense is electric. I mean, they lost Nakobe Dean, and it seemed like they haven't skipped a beat.
Sure, when you got that all-pro back there hunting shit down, I mean,
Hey, all-pro in the D-line and the linebacker spot. Bond and Jalen Carter going crazy. Mm-hmm. And I really rock with Nolan Smith, too. He a dog, bro.
He was somebody that I wanted in the draft if he slipped to the second.
That boy Zach Bond had
13
12
tackles.
Oh, they say 12 tackles. He had 8 solo, though.
Yeah, he
a dog.
He was up there. What? He forced the fumble. He forced the fumble on Eckler.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. He a dog. They got nothing but talent all around. I said if there's any team that could potentially beat the Chiefs, it would not be from the AFC. It would be from the NFC. I thought it was going to be a team like Detroit. Lo and behold, a squad like Philly, who was under the radar, winning 10 games in a row, and having lost a home game this entire season, is in the biggest stage of them all now, with a chance to make amends for their first matchup against the Chiefs the first time around, which is rare in life in general, getting second chances to make right. So the fact that they're in this game, I guess we shouldn't be surprised. We're obviously not predicting who's going to win the game, at least not right now, but it's a lot of things I like from what Philadelphia was able to do against the Commanders. Now, the Chiefs are a different animal, but for what they showed, they're definitely a team that the NFC should be more than pleased in having represent their conference in the Super Bowl.
That was good. I didn't get to watch that game, but I did keep up. I did keep up on ESPN. I was looking at the little game cast, and man, 55-23 is crazy, especially with that high level scoring offense that Jaden Daniels had. They were what were they ranked? They were they ranked like, I know they were ranked like top 5 in scoring per game. Mm-hmm. I want to say they averaged like 28 points a game.
Sure, they probably went. There was a middle of the pack defense.
Yeah, especially after that game against the Lions and everything like that. That was a high scoring ass game, so I expected like more. But you know what I'm saying. You can obviously tell that it was a great defensive game for the Eagles. Offensive game and defensive game for the Eagles. Because I mean, Jalen Hurts. I mean, the man he had 1 touchdown.
Yeah, they had 7
1 passing touchdown.
Yeah, but he had
how many rushing touchdowns? He had 3 rushing touchdowns, so 4 touchdowns.
Nah, he had 1 scramble in the red zone.
Oh, I was like, damn.
Did they? I thought that one came back.
Nah, they gave him that one.
Oh, wait.
Barkley with 118. It's crazy because you said if you hold him under 150 yards, is that what you said?
Shit ain't even matter.
It didn't even fucking matter because he still had 3 touchdowns. Will Shipley with 1. Yeah, and then Jalen Hurts with 3 touchdowns.
Scoring over 50 points with only 1 passing touchdown. You know how rare that is in today's game?
That's the definition. That's crazy because Jalen Hurts really put it on for Lamar Jackson. And as in, like I said earlier, I don't feel like that type of quarterback can take your team and win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is trying to defy the odds, but also, to be fair, Jalen Hurts' responsibility of his impact on winning and losing football games isn't as significant as Lamar. So that's why it still kind of holds, because Jalen Hurts has been getting carried by a great defense, by an all-time great running back. And I can't even say the outside weapons because at that point, shoot, if Hurts struggling, what the hell are the outside? What are the weapons doing? Like, the only person that realistically could eat with Jalen Hurts playing at normal Jalen Hurts level is Dallas Goedert. It's short, intermediate passes he don't got to think too hard about. I mean,
Yeah, because AJ only had 6 receptions for 96 yards, but he averaged 16 yards a carry.
I seen something online that
crazy.
said that we forget that they have a Heisman Trophy winner on their squad.
cool.
Devontae Smith.
Yep.
That's
He only had 4 receptions for 44 yards. Yeah.
All right, but
That was
Hyman don't mean you're going to translate be leading the league.
I mean, he's not bad for
He's not
two.
bad. He's good.
He's not bad for a number 2 at all.
I mean, sure, I think the most he can be is the 2.
That's fine for the Eagles. That's fine.
I'm talking about, like, on any team. Like, I feel like if he's your 1, you can't go. Like, your ceiling is only so high.
That may
But
be.
not to say he's a bad receiver, but I'm saying, like, I don't see he can be elevated as a 1 on a championship winning
I mean,
team.
we'll never see because, AJ Brown's been in front of him, but we've seen him, go crazy in games, though.
Oh yeah,
We've seen
when
him,
AJ
you know
Brown
what
was
I'm
missing. I mean,
Yeah, when he's missing.
he definitely
He showed
puts
up.
on the show in the Super Bowl when they played the Chiefs the first time around. He definitely had his moments too. So he's definitely a baller for sure.
That's great. That's a ball. But great season from the Commanders, man. I look forward to seeing y'all next season. Hey, Eagles, go do the unthinkable, man. Go beat them Chiefs, man. Hopefully y'all do it. But that leads me to my next question, man. Is Saquon Barkley having the best running back season in NFL history? Whew.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's extremely tough. But it's hard to ignore guys like Eric Dickerson's. It's hard to ignore the Terrell Davis's. I mean, it's hard to ignore what you seen last year, but I mean, statistically wise, I mean, I think about the level, the impact on the game was about the same as CMC as of last year. But Saquon Barkley, I feel like he's the motor, he's the engine on why this offense goes. I mean, if you bet, take Saquon Barkley longest rush every single game. And he only got one more game. But if you're watching this right now, whatever it is, if it say 40, God damn it, take it.
And I do not see the Chiefs stopping
And if it got a
that.
boost for 50, take it. Because he's going to break one open every single game. I mean, he's electric. He's durable. I mean, he's durable this year. He got men on that line. Texans, do you hear that? They have, I'm not, let me not. Hey,
PTSD.
they say,
Shit.
we got farmers. They got farmers on that line. Shoot. We got fashion models. Like, what are we talking about? But this dude Charles. Hey, bro, this dude, you should have seen his face, bro. But I think. Hey, bro, Charles said.
No crying,
He trying to be good because he want to get back on the Texan bandwagon, so he don't want to laugh at. He trying to hold it all in. It's okay. Y'all getting Cam Ward.
Hey man, hey. The day I'm a Titans fan instead of a Texans fan is the day Penguins could fly.
He a cat, man.
This nigga thinking.
It might actually happen though, like it might actually happen though.
Name one time you seen a penguin fly.
Oh.
Never, but it might actually happen one day. It might evolve, bro. Hey, you never know, bro.
But Charles, do you feel like
Bro,
all right? So back to business, man. Since I'm the only professional in this business, man. Check the stats. But Charles,
Charles, shut up. Oh, crap. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
so Versea, who do you think Saquon Barkley having the best statistical season for a running back in NFL history?
Statistically, we're just looking at how many yards you accumulated. He's 40 yards away. And this is Saquon we're talking about. I don't give a damn how good the Kansas City Chiefs are. They're not limiting Saquon Barkley to 40 yards or less.
Hey, I don't gonna lie, they do. Hey,
Hey, that's open season on them. But realistically, they're not. And if we're just going off of yards and production and impact that he has on the team, like you mentioned, he's the engine, then I think he definitely has a claim for that. Terrell Davis, when he was with the Broncos, he won Super Bowl MVP with that Broncos unit. So, I mean, if Saquon is able to do that with more yards, I mean, he could potentially be the first person ever with 2,500 rushing yards in a full slate of regular season and postseason play. Like, that is insane. 2,500 yards? Hey, that's incredible. If he's able to do that, then, hey, with the championship in Philly in your first year on the roster, going up against a team like Kansas City, when you put the context together, the stars align for him to have the best season we've ever seen for an NFL running back.
Okay, so I have a great question for the both of you. So, if Saquon Barkley loses this Super Bowl, is he considered a top? I mean, it don't even matter about top. Is he considered a Hall of Famer to you?
Yeah, most definitely. I don't see why not.
I think
He's finna break Eric Dickerson's rushing yards, right?
I think we realistically look at the talent and say, yeah.
Nah.
But I think what hurts him is the years wasted in New York, man.
Yeah.
So you feel like this one season can't just automatically put him in Hall of Fame, even if he does lose?
If you're a player in the NFL and you want to go to the Hall of Fame, then you need at least some level of consistency. And I mean, it's not to discredit Saquon because he's having a hell of a year. And I think he will get to the Hall of Fame, but I don't think he'll get there off of 1 year. I think it's got to be the sum of his entire span of work as a running back. And the years wasted in New York, man, they really did a disservice to him.
Do you feel like if the Eagles win, that Saquon Barkley will be the MVP? Or do you feel like if they win, it's going to go to Hurts because he's the quarterback?
Oh, no, Super Bowl MVP isn't like the...
No, I know it goes to the best player, but do you feel like if they win, it has to be Saquon to win the MVP?
I don't think the Eagles need Saquon. Well, they definitely need Saquon, but I don't think they need him to be the best player on the Eagles. I mean, hell, for all the kudos we give Mahomes, who was the best player in that game when he played against the Eagles? I mean, we seen what Hurts did.
It was still Mahomes. Because Mahomes was hurt. Mahomes was hurt.
That is fair, yeah.
And he run. I mean, that probably when I gained the most respect for him, when he was running on that bum ankle.
Yeah. But still, even with that being said, Hurts put on a show too. And if he's capable of having that level of performance again, when we limit or have doubts about his passing ability, hey, Philly got a great shot of seeing him be the Super Bowl MVP. Not to say Saquon can't do what he's already been doing, but I guess we'll have to wait till next Sunday to see.
Hey, one thing for sure, next week we will be coming out with CDS picks that Saturday night before the game. Make sure y'all tap in for some money. These picks will be researched by my boy in the bad, Big Jess Man, a.k.a. the Money Man. Man.
That's Jesse 3 Stacks.
And we're going to post it on the story, man. This man here hit a 10-leg parlay for
3K.
That
shit crazy.
Jesse, how does that feel, man?
Feels great, man. I don't even know what the odds of winning that is, but
Shit, that
I got
was
the money in my pocket.
Hey,
that was a blessing.
Hey, you need the picks, man.
Jesse in for the fix.
Ooh. Hey, Omari.
Yeah, I was looking at Saquon's background and just like he had 3 seasons of
With over
1,000 yards. Yeah.
But
Has he been how many times being All-Pro?
I want to say,
I can't remember.
did he get it his first year in New York?
Yeah, I think he did.
Because I know he went crazy.
He went crazy, bro.
He went crazy, but
Damn.
but for Hall of Fame, they don't look at how good your ability is. That's literally like longevity and sustained excellence. Like you got to really be one of the ones. And not to say that Saquon isn't, but a couple of years ain't gonna do it realistically. At least not from what I can see.
Nah, but I was gonna say, do I think he's the best running back? And is he having the best running back season in NFL history? it's kind of hard to forget about those guys like Adrian Peterson. You know what I'm saying? Like LaDainian Tomlinson.
He passed Adrian Peterson.
What about
he won MVP though?
What about
many yards
what about Emmitt Smith?
Nah, hell no. I mean,
Nah,
that's
Adrian-
just
man,
AP
Emmitt
had
Smith,
more
like-
yards in
less game.
less games,
Yeah,
and he was
bro.
like less than 10 yards away from all-time record.
Yeah,
like,
you got your
Walter
great-
Payton stuff.
Even Curtis Martin, like it's guys that like
Hey, it's some dogs. for
it's
sure.
some dogs on there, bro.
Sean Alexander,
Walter Payton,
Yeah,
like,
it's a
it's
lot
some
of great
dogs on there.
players out there running
So
back spot.
that's kind of hard to say. I mean, he's having a historic season, of course, but I'm not sure about the best, bro. That's I don't know about that, bro.
the fact that he's even up in them names, though, I mean,
Yeah, that's-
hey,
yeah.
shout out to you
Nah,
because
for real.
you putting on for the run. The people was thinking the running back position was dead, and he getting everybody paid, man.
Right.
So
But
hey,
like think about remember when we watched AP back then, like prime AP, bro?
Oh, hell, you on the Vikings?
Yeah.
Bro, he was a damn problem, bro. Even Frank Gore was a problem at one point, bro.
Nah, Frank Gore was nice.
He
man.
was
He weren't no
nice.
like.
is
top-
he a Hall of Famer?
Who, Frank Gore?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe
I mean,
so.
longevity wise, no.
Yeah, he's the third rushing leader.
Yeah, he has a lot of yards on his resume. He's been in the league a long time.
But
for real.
do you give? I mean, Vince Carter. Vince Carter's a Hall of Famer, but I mean, do you give them Hall of Fame stature just because they were good at a certain point and then just kind of played it out? Because if that's the case, the NFL is extremely hard to get into the Hall
Yeah,
of Fame.
it's
Shannon
extreme,
Sharp
it
took
is.
3 times, and he's a top 5 tight end of all time.
That's what I'm saying. Like Saquon Barkley, are we looking at him as like a top 5 running back at this stage of his career? If his career ended today,
Of all time.
no.
So over Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, Frank Gore, Barry Sanders, Adrian Peterson.
that's why I say them years in New York did him a disservice. Because if he was gonna have any chance of being in the Hall of Fame, it's gonna have to be what he's doing with the Eagles and having them years stack on top of each other.
even then, bro, the people that I just named, that's like
They got a large body of work.
Yeah,
that's a man.
A
Them boys
large
is like
body.
that. Them boys is like that, bro. Like even LaShawn McCoy is on here, bro.
Saquon is like that too, man.
He is for sure.
Saquon just had to leave New York just for the world to see.
Damn, Tony Dorsett, Marshall Falk. God damn, that's
Yeah,
a lot of
those
names.
are MVP winners. Like
Nah, for real. But man, on to the next topic. In order, who's the most important in the Chiefs dynasty? Like, what like, where-
So like 1 to 3 or 1 to 5. So
for the dynasty or just for this championship?
like, who's the most important player they've ever had? Like,
Play.
Okay.
played for. Oh, okay.
So my list, I would say the most important is obviously Patrick Mahomes. I mean, franchise. I mean, best player in Chiefs history, second best player in current NFL history. I mean, without a doubt. Then I believe the second best player, which may be a little controversial, but I think the second most important player in this Chiefs dynasty has been Chris Jones. And then my third would be Travis Kelce. And then my fourth would be Andy Reid, and my fifth would be Steve Spagnuolo. I think Chris Jones. I think if you go look at Chris Jones highlights, like during the game, because defensive linemen don't get as much love as obviously the offensive guy putting the ball in the end zone. But Chris Jones is disruptive despite the stats. I mean, double teams being demanded on every single play. He can move around the whole off defensive line. I mean, shoot, he single-handedly ended Cincinnati season that year. The year they lost in the conference championship, Chris Jones went and wrecked it. And he had to throw it quick, and then we all know what happened then with Mahomes getting pushed out of bounds, 15-yard penalty. And why every time I feel like we bringing up Mahomes, it's always something with a penalty. Like, but I just feel, I don't know. Like Chris Jones, I feel like Travis Kelce is the third most important. But also, I mean, we would have put Tyreek Hill somewhere in that mix and he would have stayed. But he left and he been, if not better without Tyreek Hill than he has with him. So I'm looking at that case. I'm like, I know Travis Kelce is great. I know he's great. But I feel like when Travis Kelce leaves, I feel like he's going to be okay. Like, I don't feel like it's going to be a significant drop-off. I feel like the weapons that he had, that he basically homegrown, Xavier Worthy. The Rasheed Wright's going to be, I don't know to the extent of is he going to be the same level receiver, but he's going to be he was arguably a top 15 receiver before he left the game.
Yeah.
So I feel like Travis Kelce, he is very important. I mean, he probably arguably the best tight end of all time. But as far as on the totem pole of where I got them ranked in this dynasty, I feel like he's the third most important. And obviously, you can't do it without a great head coach and Andy Reid, offensive mastermind. I mean, on a trajectory that Mahomes going on, he's going to be in discussions of the best head coach of all time, if he's not already. But I feel like he's going to be a little bit more legitimate once he's done. Because obviously he's going up against the guys like Bill Belichick's, and I don't want to get into the other ones because you just a long list of guys But I mean, top guys is him and Belichick. And then Spagnuolo is a hell of a DC, been doing it for a long time. Despite bad defenses, I mean, shoot, he just knows how to bring the perfect blitz, the perfect coverage. He knows how to disguise stuff at the opportunistic time. Oh, that's a big word.
What?
Hey, at the opportunistic time. I got to say it again so y'all. Opportunistic. I want to make sure y'all got an edit on there that says opportunistic. That's word of the day. Write it down.
This man over here.
That mug been working for him, man. See, what? Social studies?
This man over here talking to the audience like we on an episode of Sesame Street.
Okay.
Nah, but that's my list. 1 Mahomes, 2 Chris Jones, 3 Travis Kelce, 4th Andy Reid, and 5th Steve Spagnuolo.
For me, same people, different order. Obviously, Mahomes is 1. I think when it comes to the game of football, you got to have a good marriage between head coach and quarterback. So for me, just off of that alone, I mean, Andy Reid, him being let go in Philadelphia, I want to say that's a stain on Philadelphia's franchise because he's legitimately the best coach in the NFL right now without a doubt. And Philly gave up on him because they have such a high bar of success as a franchise. And I get it. I mean, hell, they got a Super Bowl without him, so I will give them credit. And they have a chance to get another one without him, too. But he got you beat in that avenue as well en route to possibly winning his 4th since he's been in Kansas City. And his play calling genius, I mean, he had Eric Bieniemy, got him head coaching opportunities in college game because of that, and another coordinator job. He wanted to make a name for himself in the NFL, and lo and behold, ended up leaving the NFL.
Oh, he got fired. He was trash.
Then he got a guy that not a lot of people wanted in Matt Nagy as a head coach. Matt Nagy is a good offensive mastermind in his own right as well, but Andy Reid is just something different about that man. 3, I agree. Chris Jones, I think, is a little bit more integral to the Kansas City Dynasty because as a defensive lineman, I mean, like when we're talking about interior pass rushers, outside of Aaron Donald, in today's current landscape of football, like in the modern era of football, I can't think of anybody on the inside that's better than him.
You're talking about as a current day right now?
Yeah.
For sure.
That's better than Chris Jones. I mean, he was giving Aaron Donald a run for his money as well, too, which is, in his own right, that's crazy to say because Aaron Donald is one of the best defensive players of all time. So I got to give him some level of love. And that's not to disrespect Travis Kelce because he's right after my list at number 4. Travis Kelce might mess around and be the greatest tight end of all time. And, I mean, it's just a toss-up between him and Gronk or whoever you got in your list. Travis is definitely one of them ones. And for us, it only took him swapping our quarterbacks from Alex Smith to Patrick Mahomes for us to really give him the credit where he's due. And 5, I mean, Spagnuolo, if you don't know how integral he is to the Chiefs Dynasty, I mean, all you got to do is just look at that 4th and 6th play. The splits for the wide receivers was tight. Josh Allen slid the protection to the opposite side. And not only did you have a corner blitz on the side without the slide, but with Chris Jones' versatility as a defensive lineman, you had him lined up at a 9 technique, which basically means outside of the tackle. 2 players, one blitzing and one the best defensive player on your team rushing on that side. And the person that was free was the corner who forced him to run into the rushing Karlaftis on the outside. If you're a defensive player, a defensive mastermind, that's a chef's kiss what type of call that was. So
that was beautiful. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, so that's my order. I got Mahomes 1, Andy Reid 2, Chris Jones 3, Travis Kelce 4, Spags 5.
Me, I got Mahomes, I got Andy Reid, Chris Jones, Travis Kelce, and then Steve Spag. I really should have put Steve Spag under Andy Reid. But I mean, Mahomes, because I mean, what he's been able to do, of course, like since he's been in the league, has been amazing. You know what I mean? After Alex Smith and him taking the helm and doing what he's doing now, man, it's incredible. Andy Reid, he's been the best coach in the league for the past years. He's been winning the Super Bowl, so it's like, I mean, nothing more to really say about him. Chris Jones. These boys Charles literally just explained the whole defensive scheme on what a D tackle just did. Like, that was great. That was great IQ. We know ball. Come on now. He know ball. But now Travis Kelce, I mean, man, probably one of the greatest tight ends to ever do it. I mean, shit. I mean, what else more is there more to say about him? My bad. Then I mean, Steve Spag. I mean, like I said, man, they just explained why he's a great defensive coordinator. I mean, and defense wins championships. We all know this. So yeah, that's my 5 right there.
Man, I'm hearing talks about they say that Spags might mess around and go to the Hall of Fame as an assistant coach.
Yeah, he
Damn, that's insane.
I feel bad for Tyreek. Can we do an honorable mention for Tyreek or no?
I mean, that's your list, of course. But
I guess honorable mention Tyreek, man. That's 6.
For that first Super Bowl, I guess, yeah.
He won one, lost one, and then he went and wasn't a part of the back-to-back.
Oh, yeah.
And the potentially back-to-back, two-back.
And now
I don't know who I could put at that 6 spot.
And now he contemplating on leaving.
Kareem Hunt? No.
Nah.
Kareem Hunt ain't been to the Super Bowl. This is his first Super Bowl.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, Kareem, nah.
Checo.
I don't even know, man.
Hell no. Pacheco
I'm just
split
naming
reps.
people.
I don't even know,
naming
man.
people.
I mean, nobody been there long enough outside of those 5 people for real. So that's why I'm like, I couldn't put anybody in there. I mean, if you want to say McDuffie, but McDuffie, this is his second one.
I want to say
this is his third one. Damn.
Yeah.
This is third. It is his third.
This is
But we
third
got to think
year.
about the past as well, no, huh?
I mean, if you've been on the Chiefs that long, yeah.
I mean, this is their 5th Super Bowl.
Damn.
That's insane. 5 Super Bowls within 6 years.
And they haven't missed an AFC championship since Mahomes.
I know that
became
boy
a
Andy
starter.
Reid. I know them boys getting paid. I know their coaches are getting paid.
They get paid. You know the advance that they're getting out, like the playoff checks? Whew.
Boy.
That ain't in the Super Bowl? Oh, my
I know
goodness.
that shit.
And don't get named to be an All-Pro or a Pro Bowler.
And you gonna get head? Ain't you possibly getting head coach of the year, bro?
Nah, he ain't gonna
He not getting it.
Who you think gonna get it? Dan Campbell?
Realistically, yeah.
Either.
He took it from O'Connell. Right? Did Dan Campbell win it last year?
No. It was Stefanski. With the Browns. When
I
they
was so
lost.
track supposed to go to D'Amico.
I swear it should have, man.
Man, let's get back on track, Mara. Let's get to the next topic, brother.
Man, on to the next topic. The Rockets, man. Hey, is Amen Thompson the best Rocket on the team?
To me, right now I have to say yes. It's a hard yes, but it's a yes. I feel like I don't feel like he's nowhere near he's reached his potential, which is why it's hard for me to even give him the best title, but I just don't feel like we have a consistent Rocket that I can honestly name with confidence to be like, that's our best player. Because up until last year, it was Saquon. And then this year, it was Saquon a little bit, and then it was kind of Jalen Green. He had this little run. And now Amen Thompson, he's coming on, and now he's kind of getting the main national media attention. I mean, shit, they just did a whole ESPN First Take topic on Amen Thompson.
I seen
I mean, NBA just added his Twitter out just for the sake of it and randomly posted him. So I'm like, I guess he's big time now. But, I mean, Amen Thompson, over the last 11 games that he started, the record is 9-2. And you know those games he played in the month of January? He played the Cavs twice. He played the Celtics twice. He played the Grizzlies twice. And he played the Nuggets and the Lakers. All playoff seed teams. And we went 8-1 within that stretch. And the only loss that we had, I believe, came to Boston. Outside of that, we beat every single one of the top-tier contenders in the league with Amen Thompson in the lineup, averaging 19 points a game, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 2.3 steals, and a block. Shooting the ball at over 55% per game. I mean, that man is balling. His game is very unique. But he's nowhere near his peak. I feel like his shooting ability can become better, but that
But it's crazy
that's
because he
all
shoots
season work.
50%. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
And
insane.
he shoots 50%. You saying that? That's crazy.
But like he's a freaking athlete and he can guard 1 through 5. Like
yeah.
realistically can guard 1 through 5. And he went up to block Evan Mobley. I mean, we have examples in our face time to time. I mean, he's a defensive player of the year candidate. His versatility with also his prior point guard background of what he came into the league to be, which was a lead guard. And, you know, with the Rockets and us being small and with veteran leadership, you're not going to be able to play that. So you getting on the floor, you have to play a different role in a sense. So I feel like he essentially picked up another beneficial skill for us that we never even knew he had. Because at overtime elite, when he came into the league, he was a point guard. Now he's kind of more of a 3
and
a
D.
small ball 4. But then at times when you want to take out a Fred VanVleet or you want to take out Jalen Green and you don't want to put in baby guards, he can run your offense. And he's very efficient getting to the basket. I mean, a very efficient slasher with a I'm not going to say a beautiful girl. I don't think it looks the best.
What?
His floater. But, I mean, it's efficient.
Yeah,
Get the
he's
job
it's
done.
efficient.
He gets the
Yeah.
job done.
He gets to his spots despite people knowing he's not the most confident shooter. He's not going to pull up for a jump shot. And if it is, I mean, you did your job. He's not settling. He is a lightning bolt in transition. I mean, when he get in the open court, you throw it up to him, it's going down. It's going down one way or another. Defensive prowess is out of this world. But I believe right now, I think he has the opportunity within these next 2 to 3 months to really snatch the mantle of being the best player on the Rockets. I feel like when Jabari Smith come back, decisions will have to be made. And if I was Ime Udoka, I'm putting Jabari on the bench and allowing this same fire to rock and let Jabari kind of find his way back in. And then, you know, the chips may fall where they may in the future. But Amen Thompson talent is out of this world. His athleticism is out of this world. His IQ is out of his world. And he's only in year 2. He's nowhere near his peak. And the league is going to be a scary sight when we actually have a true face of the franchise, because right now I don't believe we do, including, you know, that includes Jalen Green and Saquon. But I think Amen Thompson, he can become that piece, and especially in the playoffs, and especially after hearing that the Rockets aren't making any moves at the deadline, which means this is the team that's going to be making our 2024-2025 playoff push. So let's see what Amen Thompson is really made of. I got confidence in you. I'm already speaking it before February starts. Amen, you're the best guy on the team. Let's get it done.
It's crazy to sit up here and say that about Amen Thompson when we have guys like Jalen Green and Sengun. I mean, Sengun is our best chance of being an all-star this year. And Jalen Green, literally the only thing we've been asking him to do is just be more consistent because of how prolific of a scorer he is. But Wemby wasn't the only unicorn in that draft. Like you mentioned, Amen's game is extremely unique. He's explosive. He's a demon in transition. He's an amazing defender. Like you said, he could guard the 1 through the 5. To me, he's a jack of all trades because while he doesn't have the greatest of strengths in one area, he has no weakness in his game outside of his shooting ability, which he's willing to improve on. Like, that's the scary side. Imagine Amen Thompson in his prime with the respectable jumper that he's confident in taking. That's a scary sight for the league. The fact that he's been doing this on this run is honestly incredible. And I didn't expect to see this version of him this quickly. Maybe that's a testament to how much work he's been putting in while in the NBA thus far in the league. Because Amen Thompson is a dog, and I'm not going to sit up here and deny that whatsoever. I got a chance to see him in person. I also got a chance to see him recently. I mean, hey, knocked off the big dog in the East against the Celtics in the game winner on the road, dropped a 30-point McNug. So, like, that's insane.
Game winner.
Game winner, man. And he ain't settled for nothing. He went straight to his spot, got in that paint, hit a little Euro, floater alert.
Floater alert.
I mean, hey, I don't necessarily want to sit up here and say that at this moment in time he isn't. No, he is the best player on the Rockets, but he is well on his way for sure.
But who is the best player on the Rockets?
For me, it's hard for me to relinquish the title from Sengun, but I mean, the way Amen is playing, I mean, like, shit, he's been doing his thing. He might snatch that bot the next few weeks.
And they know it's gonna be a little harder now because Saquon gonna make the All-Star team. If not him, it's gonna be Jalen Green. And if Jalen Green makes, I mean,
Jalen Green is what people outside of Houston
think.
Yeah.
He's the best player.
But Sengun has been that guy since last year for sure. And Amen, he might be the one that actually
Text the mantle.
The guy that we feel like that could be the most complete out of everybody that we have. Because not only is playmaking, we have defense and the ability to put the ball in the basket and circulate for yourself without even having the ability to shoot. So just imagine when he develops any type of offensive bag when it comes to shooting. Because playmaking, he already top tier.
defense, he's elite.
Offensive instincts on the boards and things of that nature. I mean, he's top tier at that as well. So,
I mean, he's crashing the glass at a rate that I haven't even seen from the likes of certain big men in the league. And he's doing this at an age younger than all of us, which is insane.
21.
Yeah.
Born in 03. Man, that was just...
Yeah.
Is he the best player? Is he the best Rocket? I feel like he's on the way. Like, he's on the way to that. I still feel like it's Saquon as of right now. Just as of right now. You know what I'm saying? But the way he's playing, man, like I just said, he might take that like within a few weeks. But I like his game. Very athletic 3-and-D, man. He can jump out the gym, bro. He can jump out the gym. He's fast. Shit, he has a great reaction time. Like, the way he moved, I ain't gonna lie, he looked like a fucking receiver. I might be tripping, but like he's very athletic, bro.
He's twitchy as hell.
Bro, twitchy. His fast twitch muscle is crazy. Like, his jumping ability is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, defense, like, he knows when to go for a block. Hell, when people, I done seen him like block people off the glass, and I'm just like, God damn, his timing is like perfect. Like, great defensive player. I seen one person in the comments on TikTok. It's like he the best defensive player in the league. I was just like, shit, he sure do look like it. But I feel like, yeah, man, he's coming along. You said that was a testament to him putting in work. Yes, that's true. But I feel like y'all also have an amazing coach, bro.
Yeah,
Amen's
been putting in that work.
Yeah, bro. I feel like he's unlocking that potential for him, bro. Even with Dylan Brooks, the nigga just dropped a high career. Like, the hell? Didn't he just drop, what, like 30-something
He just had
points?
30-something a few games ago.
Right. So it's like, and be honest, was y'all expecting that out of Dylan Brooks? Because I for sure was.
I don't even know what to expect from Dylan Brooks, but what I've got from the Rockets is way more than I ever expected.
Right. I just seen him strictly like as a defensive guy that can possibly hold your best player. You know what I'm saying? Like a scrappy guy. He gonna get in your head.
Shit, I thought he was gonna be like a lame. Like, no disrespect to Dylan Brooks, but I thought he was just a lame, annoying nigga that was really good on defense in Memphis, and we was just able to like get him because we had money. But like, he's valuable and serviceable to our roster. Like, I got to give him props.
Scrappy defender. He can shoot here and there. Yeah, he's pretty solid.
Shit, I wouldn't even want to trade him.
Exactly. I never thought I'd say that.
But then it's like, dang, we have so many players at that position, that 3-and-D. I mean, Tari Eason, Jabari Smith, Amen Thompson,
and y'all have
Dylan
Cam
Brooks, Cam Whitmore. I mean, we got. We ain't there holding guys hostage at a certain point.
Damn, but that's a great problem to have as an organization when you have too many good players.
Nah, for real. Because I seen Cam Whitmore. I remember we were talking about the Rockets one time on the episode, and I said I seen Cam Whitmore starting over Dylan Brooks or something like that. And shit, the way it's looking, that ain't gonna happen. Even though Cam Whitmore I believe he's been productive for
He's a way better offensive threat for sure.
Okay, that's cool though. That's what's up. But nah, I feel like, with Amen, he's on his way to be the best Rocket, man. Good?
Good.
I'm sorry.
But this nigga goofy, bro. This man goofy.
Hey, bro.
You still think about them penguins and shit, huh?
Nah, I'm laughing at he was just smile. Okay. Nah, but that shit make me... Bro, like, I can't, bro. It's making me laugh.
He said,
yep. But now, on to the next topic, man. So, what are y'all thoughts on how Jimmy Butler is handling his situation? What team do you think he's going to?
It's a hard situation for him because he's a mass guy he's basically asking for an extension and he's not worth the extension. Jimmy Butler is an aging superstar. He's an aging superstar. I don't believe that Jimmy Butler is worth max level contract money if that's a 3-year deal or a 4-year deal. Paying him over $60 million a year for what? Playing about 40-year games and potentially having a chance of coming up clutch if he's not injured before the postseason. And no disrespect to him, man. Jimmy Butler is a great postseason player. But as far as would I invest my money into Jimmy Butler for a long period in my championship window right now, my answer would be no. I wouldn't invest that type of money into him. So I think Miami is handling the situation as best as it possibly can because they still want to hold that integrity of we're not going to let the player dictate our franchise, dictate our team status, dictate how we move. Even though you are the best player, we're not going to let you have that much control over our organization to where you feel like you can call the shot. If you mad, you can just miss meetings and, act like an asshole in a sense and still get your way. So Pat Riley, obviously, the respect is already had. He's a multi-time. He got more rings than fingers. So I appreciate when owners and organizations stand up to these players. Like, I know they're good. We know they're marketable. We know who they are. But that cliche is all over television. He just did something on social media today, which was funny.
Oh, he talking about the money thing?
Yeah, he went to his own coffee shop and his car could decline because he got kicked out of the team walkthrough because they told him that he was coming off the bench when he was coming back. I'm like, duh. First off, we don't care how much money you're making. At the end of the day, they're already knowing you're going to leave. So why would we put you back in that starting lineup for what? We already have a lineup going. They have a big man in Ware that came out of Indiana, which I wanted the Rockets to get. And he's going to end up being a freak. He's about 7'2". 7'2", he kind of give me that, he give me a mini Wemby. But, actually plays, big,
like a big man.
Yeah, you'll have to watch some highlights. But they have guys that they're trying to invest into their future. What's his name? Tyler Hero has taken a leap this year.
Yeah.
He has taken a major leap this year. And to say that Jimmy Butler believes that he's above, I don't even think he's the best player on his team anymore, quite frankly. I feel like Tyler Hero kind of took in that role in a sense. So Jimmy Butler is the only trade options that I can really see him going for real. It's a toughie, but I say Phoenix. The only reason I'll say Phoenix is to
get rid of Bradley Beal.
Yeah, it's going to be even the same. Not even the same because Jimmy Butler is 10 times the player Bradley Beal is. Bradley Beal was a bad investment. Washington, that's a prime example. Stop making bad investment deals with guys just because they have longevity there. Got to do it for John Wall, so why are you going to do it for Bradley Beal? The Suns, they have two bad situations they need to get off of their hand. Bradley Beal is an expiring contract that you're not going to have to pay that level of money to ever again.
Right.
And attitude problem, ego's gone. Bradley Beal know who he is in the league now. He done got benched on his current team. He know he isn't a top tier guy anymore. He know he can't demand, I'm a starter, I play 30 minutes, I put up 15 shots. He don't have that type of leeway no more, so he knows what it is. Jimmy Butler, on the other hand, he has an ego. But to his, credit, cliche, his results in the playoffs are next to none. When he's healthy, he's arguably one of the league's greatest in the playoffs. But the problem is you're never healthy. And you can't be calling shots like that after you missing the amount of time that you miss and you feel like you can come back and run the organization the way you want to. But I think the team he should honestly be traded to with the Suns because I can't realistically see a team that can withhold this contract. And also, it's a 35-year-old, 35 going on 36-year-old aging superstar.
Yeah. I think Miami is doing their best to kind of manage Jimmy Butler, which, no one really has. If you don't believe me, go ahead and ask what he did on the Timberwolves. Go ahead and ask what he did in Philadelphia. To Jimmy Butler's credit, he definitely has been one of them ones, and he definitely has the capability of, we've seen him take the Miami Heat to the NBA Finals on 2 different occasions.
That is crazy.
So, he's definitely a superstar in his own right that that at least has some level of cachet in trying to get the amount of money he feels like he deserves. But the problem is when you don't get that kind of money, at least not to the level that you feel like you deserve, you can't sit up here and make the team look as bad as you're doing. I mean, he's making the Miami Heat look unprofessional. Like, that's a bad move for a franchise like that. I mean, you know, Pat Riley he messed around and got LeBron James about it. What you think he gonna do to Jimmy Butler? Like, he ain't gonna go out like that for sure. I think if I'm Miami, the only question I'd ask is why didn't they, you know, if they didn't feel like they had plans on investing in him in their future with the amount of money he's asking for, then why even dive deep into this problem without, you know, getting rid of him earlier than what you are trying to do now? I mean, he's a detriment to this team at this point. He's a disgruntled superstar who is aging. If you had no investment for him in your future, why did you wait this long for it to be publicized about not wanting to give him the money that he feels like he's worth? You could have been ahead of the game and ahead of the curve by, you know, shipping him, or at the very least letting it be known we're looking for a team that's willing to take this great player and get him off of our hands. I think Miami's hands are tied because not a lot of teams are going to be looking for his services because of the fact of what their cap space is looking like. So he definitely is limited on where he wants to go. At this moment in time, the only place I can think of is Phoenix. But even with that being said, for Jimmy's sake, I don't think that's the greatest fit in the world, because when you do a player-for-player swap, he's definitely a better player than Bradley Beal. But what asset is he to a Suns team that's been struggling in their own right? So, it's tough, man. It's tough being a Miami Heat fan and being a Jimmy Butler fan when you're seeing that marriage that looked like it was going to be two alphas and having a great marriage in their terms of their professional relationship as far as basketball minds, turning to a situation so sour that one person wants to get out and the other can't wait for them to leave the fucking room. So, you know, it is what it is.
That boy Jimmy Butler always had ego issues, man. But
He from Tomball, Texas, actually.
that's crazy. That's literally down the street. Yeah, man. What he's doing, unacceptable. You know, like I always say, very unprofessional, especially of a player of your caliber. But
And shoot, the paycheck. I mean, Lord,
and the
man.
paycheck.
I mean, I just can't ignore the paycheck, man.
That boy pulling off some Tyreek Hill type shit. But where do I see him going? I ain't gonna lie, the Suns was a good one for Bradley Beal. I was looking at a website. They said Golden State, Milwaukee, or the Bucks or whatever. They said that for Golden State, they're trading for like not Aaron Wiggins, Andrew Wiggins. You know what I mean? I feel like it's not a bad trade. You know what I mean?
It would never be a player for player. They're gonna have to.
Yeah, they're gonna put like some picks.
multiple players.
Yeah, it's
or
gonna come
picks
out
or
multiple
something of
picks.
that nature for
I
sure.
don't. Let me see.
He ain't going head up for nothing.
And then for the Bucks,
Yeah, for the Suns, it'd be Jimmy Butler, Kobe Jones that they would acquire, and then he would acquire Harrison Barnes, Trey Jones, Trey Lyles, 2025 first round or something. Or like here go the Spurs. They said De'Aaron Fox, Kevin Huerter. Then I don't know. I don't know.
Spurs.
Yeah, like it's just what I'm looking
Jimmy
at.
Butler?
I think that's just like I guess that's their predictions, like they trade.
Oh, just trade rumors.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like that's Forbes. That's just what I was looking
okay.
at. But I might be like reading it wrong. Doubt it. But
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, realistically, Jimmy don't got a lot of options.
no, he really don't. But do you think that'd be a good fit with him? Like if he was to go to like Golden State?
I don't know, because Jimmy is an unselfish player, and he doesn't necessarily demand. Like when you're playing with Stephen Curry, you're not gonna be the biggest threat on the team.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, even KD wasn't the biggest threat on the team when they was winning them championships. Everybody was scared.
Hey, that boy, man, KD was getting to it.
Hey, I'm more afraid of a dude that hits from 30 deep at a damn near 40% clip on the regular.
Oh well, I mean they both. They
Both
was
of them,
like-
yeah, in their own right.
They
for
both
sure.
was hand in hand, so it was like shit.
But I mean, with Jimmy Butler, it's like for the Warriors, is that a move they're willing to make that puts them in a level that's over the hump to where they feel like they're competing for a championship at this late stage of the Curry and Draymond Green that we know and love? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, hey, if they make that move, only time will tell. But
And with that said, and hopefully by the next episode of Check the Stats, we will have our answer with Jimmy Butler destination. But with that being said, man, this is a conclusion of Check the Stats episode 38, man. If you made it to the end of the video, first off, we appreciate you. We love you. We love the support. But make sure you subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe, follow us on all our social media platforms as we trying to continue to grow, man. We're just young black men out here trying to get it, man.
Nah, facts.
We fighting for what's ours. And goddamn it, we're gonna get it. But hey, but with that being said, man, Big Versea, Omari, we appreciate y'all boys coming out doing it, man. Y'all my boys.
Yes, sir.
I wouldn't imagine doing this pod with nobody else but these two right here, man. But without further ado, Versea, let's get us out of here.
Man, this chilly weather, man, it's getting cold, even in the state of Texas. And when it gets cold, people get desperate. And when people get desperate, they do desperate things. And them desperate things sometimes leads to them looking for facts. And when you're looking for facts and needing facts, you know what you gotta do? Gotta check them damn stats, man.
He just called his mic.